That's not a Kinect game.
Decadence and degradation. If a son of Rome were to rise.
Ryse is a revenge tale, right? It's about Marius Titus, who's a legionnaire, trying to follow in his father's footsteps. He was a great general of Rome, but his family is massacred in front of him. It was really important that we kind of figured out what our lens was that we looked at the game through. And, you know, especially since we're making a third-person action adventure, the easy thing is to do, you know, okay, you make a lone wolf game, right? So, which is typical for the genre. So we said, no, I mean, it's about being a Roman soldier. It's about being with your legionnaires, right? When you're in these big battles, they're near you. You need to be able to go help them out. Battles need to be about them. It needs to be about formations. And so this was the kind of first thing we zeroed in on. But also, I mean, obviously we got to make a kick-ass combat game. So these are the kind of, you know, two main elements of Ryse. So what you'll expect is having kind of a really like deep combat system with, you know, all these executions you can unlock. But at the same time, you have this deep combat system in a big battle. So I mean, what you didn't see, which you said you will play eventually, right? Can we get that on camera?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so basically the idea is that you have a big battle, and you know, when I was fighting on the beach and I was executing guys, you could actually, you know, go to any part of the beach and fight. The guys will peel off and fight you, and you know, combat will kind of, you know, dynamically move around you and stuff like that. So this is something we call mass combat, the idea that you can fight in a big battle, and you as the warrior and kind of the hero, you'll always be the one tipping the battle. So anytime you go into a battle, you'll always be outnumbered, but through your heroics and how well you fight, you'll be able to win the main battle. Then obviously you had the formation section, which was like, okay, now there's like, you know, whatever, 40 archers, like there's no way we're gonna survive this. And then it's like, okay, we need to do the testudo formation and then return fire with our pilums. So yeah, really zeroing in on the Roman kind of experience.
Shields! Arrows! Shields! Hold! Pillows! Arrows, men! We're gonna take out that tower then!
So I mean, and the thing is, I think by watching the video, people thought it was a QuickTime event, but when you actually play it, right, what you realize is that it's not a QuickTime event because you can't fail it. Once you get an enemy to an execution state, you do the execution and you get a bonus, right? And like our combat system is really about flow. We have this thing we call mashing, you know, to mastery and stuff like that. So you could button mash and you could do just fine, but you'll never actually master the game. And so the idea was that when you get to these executable states, you know, you still have some flow that happens even though you're essentially playing, you know, what's kind of a mini movie and stuff like that. And this was actually more for gameplay rather than making some kind of contrived QuickTime mechanic, because we've all played games where you have executions and like, you know, they're cool for like the first 10 minutes of the game, but after a while you're like, oh, okay, really? Like 15, 20 seconds of taking the control away just to show me this stuff? You know, that gets really wearing. So we're like, let's add a mechanic to that and try to continue the flow. So if you're really good at the game, you'll unlock these executions, and each execution will give you kind of a different flow to master and stuff like that. So it's really just about bonuses. So yeah. There's a lot like kind of deep into the tech that's really, that when people see it, they go, wow, we don't know what about Ryse looks so good and what's so dynamic. But I mean, a couple of the main things, we've invested a lot in some new technologies. So as far as like, you know, you have all these characters around you, there's cloth simming going on, like, you know, real time. It's not like, you know, faked and stuff like that. And you've got like these, you know, physics attachments and stuff like that. And every enemy that you fight, you know, will actually have facial expression. So I mean, this is stuff that just because the box is more powerful, we really tried to kind of, you know, use it to get across what we want to do with the game. Then obviously we're pushing more particles, higher texture resolution, higher poly count, just the basic stuff. But on top of that, because Xbox One, you know, you still have the Kinect and you still have like the smart glass. You know, we have really nice integration with smart glass, and the Kinect stuff we'll talk about later. But I mean, in general, it's kind of, you know, we're trying to use everything that the box gives us to really try to make, you know, Ryse this, you know, landmark title at launch.